Now from here, we've done the triceps, we've done the biceps, we've done the shoulders. Let's work on the pectorals or the chest, right? So the chest is gonna extend over into here. All of this all across, all right? And I'm just gonna be frank with you. A lot of women say, I don't wanna work out, my upper front body because it's gonna make me too muscular and I'm gonna look like a man. No. Unless you go on one of these incredibly strict protein diets and you work out every day, heavy weight, low reps, heavy weights, total protein diet, you're not going to look like a total man and muscular up here. I've been working out my upper body for a long, long time. So, but you can keep your weights a little lower if you want. You can keep your reps a little higher. And again, a lot of that has to do with diet and just how much you work out and to what degree you work out. Those are women who work to have very low body fat for competitive purposes, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. Work out your upper back, your upper chest, because a healthy front means a healthy back means a healthy front. Why? Because all your opposing or opposite muscles need to be strengthened together. If I've got a strong back, but not a strong front, then I'm going to have postural weaknesses. I'm going to lean forward or lean back or whatever. So you need to always have good alignment by balancing your muscles front and back. Biceps, tricep, chest, back, okay? So chest. For this, this is where you're going to need a bench. You can actually do this on the ball. I'll do my best to show you that too. Okay, so now to do the chest, we're going to lie flat down, flat back. And I'm going to use 5-pound weights for this, and then we're going to do chest press up and chest flies. And I'll show you both of those. Just have a good flat bench, and you can keep your knees up, but one of the critical things I've been talking to you about the whole time is firming up your abs and firming up your glutes. So once again, a little squeeze here, a little squeeze here, make this really strong, because that is your brace, what we call an abdominal brace. It keeps you from injuring your back. All right, so I've got my 5-pound weights, and I want my first one, if the camera angle can show this, can you come around to the front here? Is you need to have a right angle. You need to have an L right here. So we're gonna have 2 of those, an L and an L. And my arms should be parallel to the floor. Without a mirror, it's hard for me to see that. So it's good to have somebody spot you, if somebody can watch you and tell you, give you feedback. So you're going to start at this L position, and push straight up towards the ceiling. Be careful of a total lockout of your elbows. So 1, 2, and back down 2. 1, 2, back down. 1, 2, back down. Okay, now what you should do, because your arms can flail in the wind, is you should find a spot on the ceiling and look at that and aim for it when you're pressing up. 2 L's. Up we go. 1, 2, return to the L position. Don't go too low, you will pull your chest muscle. And don't stop too short or you're not getting the workout. So 1, 2, back down. 1, 2, back down. Holding the tension, don't flop your arms. That is the chest press up. Now we're going to do the chest fly. So we're going to go from this positioning with the open hand going out that way to turning the palms in at our side. Okay, and then we're going to reach up and let them touch. Back down. This is a fly, right? Because we're flapping our wings. We're flying. Back to the L position. Here. And that's your chest fly. Bring them to your waist. Tighten up your stomach, buttocks, and bring yourself to a seated position. Okay, now we've done chest flies, right? And we've done chest press up. We've got 2 for the chest. And if you didn't quite catch that positioning, when I did the flies, I was this way. When I did the press-ups, I was pressing up that way. The flies were going out and in this way, okay? What's the opposite of the chest? The back. Back is going to be a little hard. I do like the machine for the back. You sit on it and you pull these handles and you do your back. So that is the motion for your back. You pull back and strengthen your shoulder blade. I used to tell patients that they could do this right at their desk because you're on a computer all day. And so your shoulders tend to do this and you tend to flop. So I would say take a break, sit straight up. And what you want to do is you want to actually pretend that you are squeezing your shoulder blade together. So you are going to take your hand you can kind of put them together. And you're gonna pull back and squeeze. Pull back and squeeze. And you want your elbows to touch, but they never will. Okay? Your elbows are never going to touch, but you're pulling back as if they're going to. That is how you're going to strengthen your back. Now let's add the weights. I'll grab my 3 pounders, 3 to 5 pounders, maybe 2 pounds for you. Okay? So we're going to have our weights out in front, right? My arms are going to be just, they're not going to be locked. They're going to be a little give out in front. And I'm going to turn so you can see my back. Okay. And basically we're rowing. Squeeze. All right? Forward, squeeze. Bring those weights right to the front of your nose. Out forward. Squeeze, forward. Okay? So I was coming to my nose and squeeze forward. So the hard part is where I blow out. Forward. Forward. Okay? But I was working my back. That's one exercise. If I try to give you one more exercise for the back, it's going to be using my bench or my ball to show you that. Okay, so here we are. Now you remember the tricep kickback, we extended the arm out. But that's not what we're doing now. It's almost the same positioning, but we're dropping the arm down and rowing it up, okay? You're rowing down, row it up, down, row it up, and squeeze at the end, and squeeze. Okay, now what am I doing? What I'm doing is I have one knee on the bench, and I have the arm dropping, and I'm rowing it up, and I'm dropping. I'll show it to you on the ball. Might be able to see that a little bit better. So it's gonna be a little harder to balance on the ball, but just to show you, one knee down, hand down to support, drop it, row it up. Down. It's like a little bit forward and up. Hard to do on the ball. Okay? And I also mentioned that you could do the chest on the ball. Let me just show you that. You're just going to kind of slide on down to the ball and push your weights up. Really hard to do if you're just beginning, but that's what you would do. You slide on down to the ball. Don't recommend that for beginners, but certainly something you can do. Okay, that leaves us with our final exercise, and that's going to be for the legs. We've got the front, we've got the back, and we've got the calf. All right, so for that, I'm going to use my ball a lot for this, and we're going to go up against the wall. All right, welcome back. I've got myself up against the wall here, and I've got the ball behind my back. Okay, this is a very large ball, in case you can't tell. They're based on your size. So this is a medium-sized ball for my height. And I've got it in between my shoulder blades. Now, if you don't have a ball, you just go up against the wall. And you just go flat up against the wall. But this makes it a little easier to slide down the wall. We're going to do what's called wall squats. I made up the name ball squats. Okay, so I've got it high up in between my shoulder blades. Once again, tighten the abs, tighten the glutes. Keep everything tight, nice and firm. And you're going to go down to a seated position and back up. Not all the way up where we lost all the tension. We're going to go down and come up about 3/4 of the way. Don't lock those knees and go back down. So it's 1, 2, up 2, and then down 2, and up 2. How far do you go down? $1 million question. Couple of things. First thing you want to do, you want your legs a little wider than shoulder width. First thing. And your feet are facing forward. You also want to make sure that your knees don't go over your big toe when you're squatting down. So you may need to kind of keep coming away from the wall to be, because you can do it without a ball. You can do it just the same. You can do it just like this. So just look at your knees. If they're going way over your big toe, you got to come out away from the wall more. And how you stop that from happening, you come out from the wall, you push your backside down. Okay, so backside goes down. This is the one time where you don't try to stay perfectly up and down straight. So like you're going to sit down in a chair and come back up. How far? Well, you can do a quarter squat, just a little bit. You can do a half squat, which is like totally sitting, which is advanced. I recommend beginners, quarter squat, back up. Quarter squat, back up. Okay? So that's how you're going to work your quad, the front of your thighs. So how are you going to do the back of your leg? It's a little bit hard to do that without a machine, I have to admit. Usually machines are very good for the hamstring because you're going to lay down flat on your stomach and you're going to curl your leg up. So what I'm going to suggest for that is to lay flat on your stomach, on your table, on your floor, and you could just lay flat on your table and just pull your leg up for 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 15, and you can even put, like they have these little medicine balls, very small exercise balls. You can put them in between the lower part of your leg and try to curl it up with the ball in between your legs. It's the idea of like ankle weights. If you had ankle weights on your legs, so you're laying flat down and you're curling your leg up with the ankle weights because you're just trying to make it hard to curl your leg up. And that's going to be for your hamstring. You could also, climbing stairs is going to work on the front of your leg. That's going to help work on the back of your leg. So climbing stairs. Step up onto the block, step down, you know, those kind of things. But I've heard squats work over 250 muscles in the body. All your core. I've heard squats are amazing from many personal trainers. And so I recommend the squat if you're easy and careful with it. And otherwise you can work on your stairs. That's another great way to do it. Get in some water, get into a pool, kick around, walk around, run around, move around. Another way to work on your legs. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. Try to climb some hills. Come down the hills. You'll get your thighs, you'll get your back. Calves. Very last exercise is going to be the very low part back of our legs. The calves, I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, so for calves, I'm going to go way back here because I need you to see that I'm going to be up on my tippy toes. So we're going to, now here's a good place again. We can tighten up your abs, tighten up your glute a little bit and go up on your tippy toes and come down. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But don't bottom all the way out. Just go a little faster, up and down, up and down. This is how you can do this stuff at home. Okay, so that's going to be 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 15. So just kind of up on the calf, down, up and down, up and down. And that'll work out your calves as well as, again, walking stairs and that kind of thing. So I hope I've shown you a little bit of how you can work out at home. If you can't get to the gym, you don't want to go to the gym, you don't feel ready to go to the gym, I don't want you to be afraid of free weights. I absolutely love free weights. So make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure that you have weights that work for you. And grab a jacket, cool yourself down by getting that sweat off of you. And hopefully you feel a little bit better about yourself. Thank you for joining me on this health edition of Life Talk.